The more deeper questions that this man asked me was, he wanted to know a little bit more about how my faith and my lifestyle mesh, and how my faith has impacted my lifestyle as compared to how I lived before I found my faith, if there ever was such a time. And the time before I guess I found my faith wasn't really much of a time at all. I mean, I grew up in the church. I made a decision to follow Christ at a young age. Took that decision a step further when I was in high school and tried to be a little bit more serious about it, and decided to take that faith that I tried to understand, try to live, and start to live it actively once I came to college. I got to experience seeing it lived out actively during the time that I was in the youth group in Warren First Church of the Nazarene during Keith Ritter's time there. He took me and a large group to Mexico to help people who were really in need, who really were living in poverty. And I mean, grew up poor, but not in need necessarily. I had pretty much everything I would ever need. I just didn't exactly have all the things I wanted. So during that trip, I really started to understand that Christianity is more than just going to church on Sunday, and more than ritual and set of rules, but it's an actual lifestyle. I got to also see Christianity for more than just the rituals and lifestyle during the time that Shane Smith was our youth pastor at Warren First Church of the Nazarene. But I didn't necessarily actively live it out as much then. I was a very shy kid. I was very introverted and kind of kept to myself and didn't talk to a whole lot of people back then. And Shane started to bring me out of that shell, and I kind of, I guess, had that wallflower mentality. I sit back, I listen to people, get to know who they are, and a lot of times get to know people more personally one-on-one instead of just running up to someone and being like, "Hey, how you doing? My name is Joel," or whatever. That's just not who I am, and probably never, I don't know if it ever will be, but anyway, I really, like I said, I really started living Christianity as an active thing when I was in college, and I went there to become a youth pastor and realized quite early on that that wasn't what I wanted to do in my life, and I just went ahead and changed my major to religion so that I could understand what this Christianity is all about a little bit better. And during that time, I took a class with Joe Newton where I learned what it means to be in ministry socially, and I guess what that means is living it out actively in everything I do. So I began to really start doing that during college, started to really see how that's done, and not that the seed hadn't been planted earlier. Like I said, Keith planted the seed by helping me see it by going to Mexico, and in the couple years between the time that Keith left as my youth pastor and I decided to go to Mount Vernon, I spent a lot of time questioning what all this means, what the faith means, and how it can be lived out, and why it wasn't being lived out by a lot of people that I saw around me. During college, I also had the opportunity to intern with Shelby Church of the Nazarene and got to see the church as a living organism that actually did reach outside the walls, something that the Warren First Church of the Nazarene does very well as also, but I didn't see yet until afterwards.